Hi, welcome back to Tiny Classrooms Live.
Hi, the doctor here, Don Zulu in Taos, New Mexico.
And I'm Artie Nathan in Las Vegas, Nevada.
My name is Lily Rode. I'm the co-founder of Malish and I'm a business strategist from Frankfurt.
And this is Maike Benner, also from Malish.
Dr. Fadil Chitauku from Academy of Leadership Sciences, Switzerland, from Zurich. Hello, everybody.
And our topic today is a continuation on emotional intelligence.
Well, empathy it is a very important skill, actually, of emotional intelligence. And if we simplify it, it's nothing else than getting in shoes of the other people. So trying to get to know the others, their worries, their safety, their security, their needs, and so on.
You know, in this time of the continuing pandemic, even though the vaccines are out, leaders have to be concerned about the people that work for them and what they're going through, right, Don?
Very much so. And empathy is one of the subjects, Artie, that you and I have perhaps addressed the most in this Tiny Classroom Training Live series that we've done. And by the way, this is the 101st recording, just in case anybody wants to know. But empathy is absolutely critical to sound leadership. And it's almost the skill that a good leader leads with.
Yes, empathy. So from my experience, also from the corporate world, I realized that a lot of leaders are missing this skill. So because they're always thinking about figures, about results, and at the end of the day, they are wondering why their employees are not happy or why the best employee is leaving. And also looking into the statistics, like the last figure, 80-something%, they are leaving their job not because of the job, but because of their boss or their team lead, because they are missing to be valued and they are missing empathy.
That's absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. And empathy is still seen as a sign of weakness, at least from our Western perspective. And as long as we have that prevailing attitude in companies, I don't think much will change. Maybe due to Corona, let's see, but I'm not too sure. It's been like decades of strong, often male-led leadership that you associate with strength and power, but not really with empathy.
You know, that reminds me, there's an old saying that employees don't care what you know as long as they know that you care.
Yeah.
That really applies here.
That's right.
Absolutely. I just wanted to add to that, Artie, what you said, very important thing. We don't have just to express the cognitive empathy, you know, so I'm sorry, but that word caring, it is really a very important thing here, because then we have to do with emotional empathy. And that is really not just knowing, but doing, you know, caring after employees, very, very important issue, yeah.
You know, it's funny.
Unfortunately, sometimes you hear, you know, people, yeah, so I'm sorry about that and I'll do that and blah, 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 but they just don't care. So if they don't care, there is no empathy there.
And the way to make a switch from that is very important. People say, I'm sorry a great deal. But if we think about it, when someone says, I'm sorry, usually they don't really mean it. And it doesn't require any action on the other person's part. If you switch that to forgive me, it's hard to say forgive me, but it means something. And the other person has to take action. And so they'll say, yes, I will. Yeah, thank you for saying that. Or no, or I'll think about it. But at least there's an exchange there. But forgive me is a much more empathetic way of expressing oneself and concerns. So let's switch to social skills.
You know, that's important, Don, because empathy by itself probably isn't enough. And the social awareness part of an emotional intelligence is probably what starts to wrap this all together.
It is very much so. Very much so. Is that ability to be aware of your surroundings, of the interactions, of the culture of the people that you're working with that are around you, and having respect for who they are, how they express themselves, and in a sense how that social group that you're working with actually functions, so that you can engage with it.
Yeah, so we have to bear in mind, as you said, this diversity, actually, since we in this global world work with different kind of cultures, different kind of people, that this is always difficult and it is that our brain makes mistakes and have a lot of biases there actually, that we just don't get in one box. So we have to see a little bit out of the box, and it is challenging, absolutely. But if we manage as a leaders to make 100% pro-human culture, then many things are sorted out actually.
Well, as we're talking, I'm actually just having flashbacks of my own corporate times and just reflecting on people like I've met, or also the training budget associated, and basically all that I could do as a person, starting in the corporate world, moving eventually up the ladder, was really just working on my skills. So there was Excel, PowerPoint, or else, but any social training skills that would actually also allow me to become a good leader, to also distinguish between when I am a leader and I can show, or weakness is actually seen as a strength and not me as, people, thinking, I'm totally a retard and I'm in the wrong position. So how to balance that off? And this was just, what struck me, that I didn't have it. And maybe Lily, you had a bit of more corporate training.
No, not really. So when I was announced to be a team leader and to guide a team of 25 people at the age of 23, I had absolutely no clue. And so I bought books and I watched YouTube to figuring out, okay, what are the skills which are required and what kind of leader do I want to become? So when I was announced as a leader and has to take the role, I tried to kind of define myself, so to find my way. And then, of course, during the years, having mentors, really great mentors in the corporate world, and also having the experience, then I realized, okay, this is what I'm lacking and this is where I need to educate myself. But the company where I was working did not really invest in social skills and did not really invest in training us as leaders in emotional intelligence. So this was absolutely everything new. And those who had taken responsibility and tried to educate themselves, they had an idea or a clue or tried on it, and others not. And then, the result of those leaders, we can all only imagine.
Related to this pandemic, it's all about people feeling secure and people feeling safe, people feeling trusted and respected. And I guess that's where this all leads, isn't it, Fadil?
Yeah, absolutely, Artie. This is very important. As a leader, we mentioned social skills, very, very important, that Lili just emphasized how important is that, and how we just let people actually swimming in the cold water, so without teaching them how to lead and so on. And yeah, Artie, this is one very uncertain situation. In the job of the real leader is really to help people to make one safe environment. How can you do that? So you have to inform actually people, you have to make transparency, you have to take care about the empowerment, because just per se, your title as a leader, it makes a lot of fear around the employees, So unfortunately in Europe and US and everywhere, what people additionally do, they even feel as bigger as they are, and show that. So it's a way around actually. So you have to come on the floor and talk to people, listen to them. Active listening, very important thing as well, actually. Listen to their worries, what they have, listen, not to punish them. They let them make mistakes, because we are human beings and we make mistakes. Make one safe environment that they can actually come and talk to you, talk about the worries they have, and so on. And we say that actually leaders should be active listeners and to talk, let the employees talk and listen carefully, and at the end bring your statement and do everything you can to make them safe and secure. Because regarding to the neuroscience, our brain can never become innovative unless we feel secure and safe. You cannot just go as one leader and put the gun in front of his head and say, hey, you have to be innovative and creative. So forget it.
That's a very, very good point. And we've sort of come to the end of today's time. Just remember, everyone, the ideas of emotional intelligence and of the sort of internal components of it. as you sharpen and focus your leadership skills in this difficult time.